the 2K.
Like we ain't never ever go hard. They don't let us in, we bogart. We ain't never ever go hard.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA. The blue line making its way out of the station. Our setting tonight, Boston, Massachusetts. Hello, fans. Welcome to this presentation of NBA Sunday Night Action right here on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony, Chris Webber. Hall of Fame sideline reporter is David Aldridge. And we're happy to have with us one of the great way players in the history of the game, Kevin Garnett. KG, welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
How's that headset feel? Feel pretty good?
Man, this is, I never.
And as things get ready to roll, let's catch up with Dave.
Thank you, Kev. Well,
And the Celtics, David, never one to rest on their laurels. Thanks for the report. Kevin, your drive and attention to detail were phenomenal. How do you deal with rookies who were largely uninformed? They were maybe not as receptive to the attention to detail that the elite like you pursued.
Well, one of the things I would do if I saw a guy who wasn't as keen to detail as I was, I would pull him to the side. I would show him, some of the things I would see. I would get, some dialogue with him and what he's seeing, and then try to get him to see what I was seeing as far as the point I was making. And then, challenge him a little bit to be a little more present within certain things we can apply it. I don't believe in shouting. I don't believe in embarrassing someone. I like to always, grab some of the young guys because the young guys don't have all the confidence. Right? So I'm trying to build confidence with the young guys.
Good point.
So
Good point.
when you can one-on-one, you're able to, have an intimate conversation and have full, they're engaged, they're talking to you.
Yes.
And that's what you want. So, with that, I've always found it better to go one-on-one to the side and to find it to be a lot more efficient.
So let's take a look at the Toronto Raptors starting lineup. Kyle Lowry and Danny Green are the guard tandem. Beasley out there with Jonas Valanciunas, and it's Leonard in the 3 slot. It's Brown with the drive, and then Brown with the dunk.
Well, here's the thing. Irvin draws so much attention from the defense. I mean, there's always a guy left wide open.
And it's Lowry with the ball, brings it up for Toronto. 4-point game. Last time they met was in Toronto.
Yeah, they gave up in that one. The defense constantly breaking down way too many times.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's graceful performance and an issue that might be tricky to fix.
And Kevin, to see you come in straight out of high school into the NBA, you forget it's so historic because we had not seen a high school player in such a long time.
Right. At that time, it was 20 years before anybody had ever thought of the idea. I figured that I had the work ethic and the passion and the appetite for it. And I never looked back. I never second-guessed my decision. But when I did second-guess myself, I got in the gym and changed.
Greatest picks in the history of the game.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
The Raptors shooting their first shots from the free throw line tonight. First free throw is good. And Beasley drops both of them. First quarter, about a minute and a half in. And Kevin, what's it feel like when you hear you're one of the most dominant players of this generation? In a generation of great players.
That's weird. That's weird to hear because, you don't do anything by yourself.
Think of the names. Think of the names.
You know what? We talk about stats and you talk about, numbers. And you put them up against, previous and your peers. Then, yeah. Look, you got to always give homage to coaching styles. You got to always give homage to organizations, other players. Players make this league. This is not something you do by yourself. You come in here, you put work in, but the camaraderie and the energy that they're able to get, the friendships, the bonds you're able to get in this, Now you have to get it to your teammates and your brothers that have helped you on the way.
You've always deferred. You've always said,
have
yeah,
to.
thank you, but listen, look at this guy.
It is.
Look at this.
It
Look at
is.
this coach.
It is, man. Seriously, man. I won MVP in '04, and it was more about the guys that I was playing with and our connection more than the award. I was the kind of the symbol and the example of that team put together, and I hope that I was able to always be, the example of. I hope that I was able to always, have those to be proud of, what we all accomplished that year, because one person just don't come into that and do that. No, that's a team thing.
That's tipped. Watching the line there, that'll be a backcourt violation. KG, you had so much success as a high school player. In fact, you were on the cover of Sports Illustrated. How about that, huh? How about, I can see the picture in my mind's eye right now.
This kid fell in my lap, man. That wasn't something that I was striving for, but who doesn't want to be on the cover of anything? Nonetheless, aside, I was more than giddy-eyed and glitz or whatever you want to call it. Listen, very special moment for me. A lot of people don't know you have to get permission to be in certain neighborhoods, and we got permission to be in the neighborhood. We got to shoot it right there in front of Farragut, which was very dear to me because of the transformation, the stuff that I had been through and where I was at. I hold Farragut a very, 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 very special place in my heart. So it was important for me to have it on the cover.
Can't get it to go.
Thought he was going to be able to take advantage of the D there. He had space.
Here's Leonard. Here's Beasley. And he backs in the layup.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
Well, that opening right there, that's just because the defense failed to rotate.
Irving against Lowry. And again, Boston with the triple.
And the story here, Kevin, early on, is how well they've shot the basketball.
And here's Lowry. He'll bring it up for the Raptors. They trail by 7. Fresh from a win against the Nuggets.
And with the type of defense they played that day, they were able to cause a lot of mistakes.
Oh, boy, that was the kind of effort coaches love to see. So active, such energy at the defensive end.
And a new group in for Celtics. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Horford. Marcus Morris comes in for Williams. Gordon Hayward's checked in for Tatum. And Marcus Smart is subbed in for Jaylen Brown. Then for the Raptors, Monroe's checked in for Enes Valanciunas. Baca comes in for Michael Beasley. And it's DeLon Wright in for Kyle Lowry. And Leonard gets it to go.
And he's got the athleticism and strength to be a powerful presence inside. Leonard never afraid to get in and mix it up down.
And yes, it's good. Baines has got his first basket. Kev, talk about the characteristics. Need to be a winner in this league.
Appetite. How much do you want this? Can you push through that pain right there? Are you going to dive on the floor? You're going to do the soft things. You're going to double down, or you're going to be in the spot when you're supposed to, when you're supposed to be there. Know my bads. All this goes into winning. Then you need a little luck. You do. And you need an appetite. You need 15 guys that's willing to push through anything at any moment. That's the difficult part of winning.
On the same page.
On the same page, all 15 think the same thing.
It sounds daunting.
Listen, people think that, oh man, why can't you have 15? Because it's 15. It's thinking 15 totally different things. And that's the difficult part of being a coach. That's what I'm saying. Being a coach is one of the hardest things to be, because you got to take 15 perspectives and get them all in one and go forward with the same velocity like you want it to. It's frustrating.
And Hayward gets it to go.
Starting to surge here, and we're only in first quarter.
And it's happening at both ends, trying to end this thing before it begins.
Wright, but he's picked up by Irving, and Wright kicks to Ibaka. To stop the run. The rebound by the Celtics. They put up a nice win against Utah last time out.
Just a terrific effort off the bench. Guys came in, they seemed fresh, and they all contributed.
Well, and they played more than just a supporting role. I mean, without their point, it would have been tough to get that role.
Yeah, pounding it inside once again. They have taken over this game physically.
Right off the opening tip, they've been relentless. And this style of play can be hard to come back against.
And so it's Boston in command with a 16-point lead as the buzzer sounds. They've been putting on a clip in the paint. Shots are falling with regularity, and they are pounded down low. We've got more in store for you right after this. Greg Monroe regarded as one of the better big men in the NBA, but in recent seasons, his minutes have been going down.
I'm a player. You know, as long as I'm on the court, whenever I'm on the court, it's just about being productive, you know.
Professional mindset. Monroe is seasoned veteran, ready to go when his name is called.
It's challenging to accept a different or lesser role, but Monroe is approaching it like a true pro.
And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck. Plenty of time left in this one. And a very convincing performance from the Celtics so far.
Just playing suffocating defense. That's been difference here for them.
And really, for the whole first quarter, they've maintained their intensity. Let's see how long they can sustain it.
Hayward and Morris, your small and power forwards. Kyrie Irving is out there with Smart. And it's Tice in at the center, filling out the middle. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Celtics. Kevin, you think about having that killer instinct, that killer mentality. You go against a Kobe Bryant, he would tear your heart out, as you would his.
And you have to understand that we all recognize that each other. Tim Duncan would be the same. Rasheed Wallace would be the same. I would think of Allen Iverson would be the same. Vince Carter would do the same. These are guys who, Tracy McGrady, Charles Billups, these are all guys who kill O'Neal. These are all guys who don't care. And that's how it should be. And that's the game.
You can be great unless you are, I don't think, can you?
I think you have to possess that killer instinct.
Jordan.
Man, listen, Michael Jordan was one of the darkest, seriously. Jordan could go into a place where he could go repetitive. He could go on talking to you. And the more he talked, I thought the better he got. And I thought the madder he got, the better he got. And the more upset, and the more you didn't trap him, the more he was ticked off that you wasn't. Bro, a whole matrix to it. Like, seriously, this game is levels to it. And the ones that understand that have been in that understand what I'm talking about.
There's not a great player that hasn't been there.
No, because they understand that moment. When you got there, when you in that moment, you're just riding the wave. You're just going to ride it. The great ones know what I'm talking about.
Okay, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Well, guys, Kyle Lowry is a player who has worked his way to stardom. He says, I still feel like I can better. I'm never satisfied. My team is good, but I think the best I can be is a champion. There is no other goal in basketball. Guys?
D.A., that's how you truly create a legacy. And there's the foul. It's on Jaylen Brown. That's foul number 2 for him.
And that's foul number 2. And maybe you don't sit him at this point, but you really have to be careful to not pick up another before half.
Jonas Valanciunas checked in for the Raptors. Three-pointer, Lowry hangs in the air. That's in, and the quick lead is cut down to 11 on the bucket from Siakam.
And their shots are falling now with more regularity than we saw at first.
It's tipped. The Celtics work the ball around now. And here's Tatum for 3. Good, and Smart gets the assist. Smart's got 3 assists now in this one. Raptors trail by 14. And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there.
And a quick look at the numbers for Lowry. Second in assists, second in three-point field goal percentage. And he's as opportunistic as anybody defensively, ranking among the top 15 league-wide in steals per game.
And going to him being second in assists, it's his ability to control the pace of the game, his peripheral vision. That makes him such a great floor leader. And Kevin, you said the league should allow every team a chance to host the All-Star game. What would they find if it went to every NBA city?
All our NBA cities are really dope cities. That's first off. And I think that we should be able to not only highlight those cities, but cities should be able to make money and bring in festivals and bring in food. And we should be able to go to OKC, if not Portland, and enjoy that city for whatever it has to offer. That's true travel, and I think that, you know, it teaches us something. Oh, you never knew what was up in the Northwest until you get up there or wherever it is. So, you know, I would like to see it go outside of its bound. I would like to see the All-Star game be like overseas one time. I don't know. I know it's super expensive, but it'd be dope to have the All-Star game in London one time, right? That'd be super dope, right?
Pretty good, yeah.
I mean, we're breaking boundaries here. We're doing everything, you know. Man, maybe 2K can put it on the sun.
Maybe they can.
2K is known for, you know, being innovative and right. 2K put it on, man.
Put it on. Let's do it.
Adam will do it.
We're going. Passport's ready.
You already know.
Here we go.
Already universal, right? I'm waiting on 2K to put the game on Mars,
Okay,
right?
yeah.
Mars version. I want to be on that. Y'all heard me say that, right?
4 on the shot clock. From the high post, he drills it.
Yeah, they got into a nice flow this quarter.
Boston leading by 14. And Kevin, you think about the importance of veteran mentorship for young players looking back. Who provided that mentorship for you?
Sam Mitchell, Terry Porter, shout to Doug West, shout to J.R. Ryder, shout to, Christian Layton. All these are my vets, both good and bad. I'm learning something from all these guys. Shout to Kevin McHale, shout to, rest in peace to the great Flip Saunders. These are all vets who helped me progress as a guy and as a player. More importantly, took me under their wing, taught me finances, taught me about life, taught me how to be a young man, taught me about being professional, learning this book of business when it came to basketball, because when it comes to lockouts and all that stuff, when you have to be able to talk and negotiate your own stuff, you got to know the rules and know what it is. A lot of people don't know that the league is 2/3 of council, and you got to stay above that and understand how the monster works. And then if you want to be an elite, you got to dedicate yourself in the gym. You got to dedicate yourself in the biz. If you're trying to be a brand of something, you have to do all these things. When you look at Jordan, you look at Kobe, you look at the brands out here, these, LeBron has a brand, KD has a brand. You have to invest in yourself to be able to, grow this. This is the elite. I'm not talking about average. I'm not talking about good. I'm not talking about great. This is the elite. These are people that's going to be on and people that you're going to remember for years to come.
Sounds like a lot. Sounds like a lot on the plate, though. Huh?
True legendary.
Celtics making a switch here. Williams has checked in. And here are the Raptors now. Beasley dishes to Lowry. And Valanciunas kicks to Lowry. And the Raptors miss again. Boston leading by 17. Knocked away. Williams passes to Smart. And good that time.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
And KG, you've got to run, but as always, you've always got a home here. Thanks for stopping by, and please come back.
Man, K, man, thank you. Thank 2K, man. Appreciate y'all bringing me through here, man. Anytime y'all need the guard, y'all let me know, man.
The best, Kevin Garnett. And Chris, one of the things that's really cool, getting to watch KG develop as a player and now develop as an analyst.
Well, it's fun. Having gone through the position where KG is, I know that it's not as an easy transition as he's making it look, but he has knowledge of the game. He is definitely one of the best defenders of our era. He's a winner, and so it's great to hear his insight anytime you can.
Raptors trail by 20.
Celtics foul. That's his first personal foul.
And Danny Green, a terrific shooter who also, Greg, happens to great production on defense.
Yeah, and I'd have to say Green's probably alone in history with his shooting and defense. Only player to have 6 or more seasons with at least 50 blocks and 73s. It might be arbitrary checkpoints, but nevertheless, it illustrates just what Green brings to the table, a consistent 3-and-D player.
There's 53 seconds left to play here in the half. Ibaka finds Green. Ibaka against Williams. And there's the pass to Lowry. Just 5 to shoot. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Lowry's got 5 points now this quarter.
And look, the D has to be talking out there. They can't make threes that easy for them.
Irvin surveying the floor. Lets the 3 fly. That's a miss. It's miss number 2 and shots from the floor. Lowry against Irving. Now here's Lowry. 5 points in the game. Kicks it to Leonard. Over Morris. And so it's Boston, riding a 15-point lead at the end of the quarter. What a defensive effort they put on Kawhi Leonard. It's rare to see him have the kind of trouble he's had tonight. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks a lot. Harry, what was your plan for tonight?
I was trying to get assists in the beginning, and I'm just having a good time out here. Got going a little bit, enjoying myself.
Okay, Kyrie, we'll see you in the second half. Thanks a lot. See you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And what a show being put on here for the home fans tonight. I'm Ernie Johnson, along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. What a game it's been for Kyrie Irving. He had 13 points, 3 steals, and 2 assists. Kenny, what's your take on Boston so far?
As many people predicted, Kyrie Irving taking his game to a new level. One of the league's greatest finishers at the rim, which is ironic since, for the most part, he plays below the rim. Has the pure jump shot, underrated passer, and just beats you in so many ways.
Shaq, let's get your insight on Toronto.
Way too soft in the paint defensively. They were all late on their rotations. Obviously, that's a recipe for getting cooked. And you know, I like eating that barbecue chicken. They got to do better, Ernie.
And now with the second half about to get underway, let's send you back courtside. See you, everybody, with Kevin Harlan.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. You look at Kyrie Irving in this game, he has been everywhere.
And through the first 2 quarters, he was extremely aggressive, picked up a number of steals.
Oh, well, you take some chances. Sometimes you can get burned, but you hope more often than not that you can be catalyst for your team.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. Looking at big men around the NBA, which are the best triple threats? Guys who can shoot, drive, and pass out of that screen.
I think of 2, one being Anthony Davis. In fact, he can get a shot. He's so quick, and he's a good post-up player as well and can face the basket. And then DeMarcus Cousins, I don't know if there's a better big man, a better center than when it comes to him. He can take you out on the three-point line. He can dribble into the three. He can take you out on the three-point line, set a flare screen, catch and shoot the three. He can get it at the three-point line, drive you to the hole, get an M1, and then he can take you on the post and just bully and posterize you as well. So I don't think there's one that comes to mind with a better skill set than Boogie Cousins.
And that list is growing. Our second half of basketball and presented by Gatorade. Let's use all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. Setting the floor for the Raptors. Kyle Lowry and Danny Green are the guards in. Jonas Valanciunas is out there. Look at that jam. I mean, just beautiful.
Sick. That's amazing, the creativity, and you see how fluid an athlete Tatum is.
That instant replay brought to you by Under Armour Hover Havoc, giving us a chance to relive the unleashing of chaos that time. And there's the ball on Kyrie Irving. That'll be his second foul of the game. Inside and taken away by Brown.
That's going to be an easy bucket if he doesn't get his hand to that pass. Well defended.
And here's Tatum for 3. And Valanciunas pulls it down.
They've been the better rebounding team by a healthy margin, but it hasn't been enough.
And that one's good. Leonard.
Solid start to the half for them. 3 of 4 from the field.
And on the way from Irving for 3. He doesn't hit that one. And it's the Raptors taking it the other way. They can look forward to the Quicken Loans Arena after this game and matchup against Cleveland. That will conclude their brief 2-game road trip.
And that in-between range is a shot Lowry uses to keep defenders off balance. As good as he is with the 3-ball or attacking at the rim, he still has that mid-range to fall back on.
And a dunk by Horford.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
Well, that's just a good example of why the score is what it is. I mean, need to protect the rim a lot better than that.
Toronto calls timeout. One of the premier scorers in the league, still may be underrated by some as a playmaker.
Oh, Kyrie, come on. Tremendous court sense, vision. I mean, he understands to win in this league, you have to be unselfish, but you know he can get it going at any time.
Marcus Smart in for the Celtics. Raptors also changing it up. Siakam is checked in for Beasley, and it's Wright in for Day Green. And Smart with basket on the assist by Williams.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Lowry looking around. And the foul on Marcus Smart. That is his first foul of the game. Greg Monroe, he's checked in for Valanciunas. On defense, the Celtics. They led the game at one point by 20. Leonard, no luck.
His stroke has not been what they needed it to be, but looks like they're going to keep going to him.
Lowry drives in to the middle. Siakam goes straight through the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line. It goes on Jason Tatum. The Raptors shooting their fifth attempt at the line in the game.
And as a unit, they're shooting 78% from the line. That's a solid number to work with on the season.
Here's Smart, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. See, Webb, there was a time when athletes spoke up about societal issues, and they were simply told to, just stick to sports. That is no longer the case.
Basketball is built on players speaking their mind. The one thing about the game of basketball, whether you're from Serbia like my friend Vladi or you're from Detroit like me, it's an urban game. And you cannot leave the problems of urban society just because you were blessed with the talent to play basketball. So many of us speak up on societal issues just because we made it doesn't mean that our friends and family are out of those situations. We're not in a bubble in which we don't see how those issues affect us, our family, or our friends. And so just because we're blessed with basketball abilities, sporting abilities, does not mean that we're exempt from the problems in society. And if we have a platform that can speak out, why not? And I'm very proud of what guys in the league has done, whether it's LeBron James and his scholarship program, or whether it's Chris Paul and others, or Steve Kerr speaking up for societal issues. For me, it's refreshing, but it also is in the lineage of the greats that started this game in basketball, speaking up for the voiceless.
And the Raptors making a change here. Ibaka's checked in. Puts it up from 15. It's Leonard missing.
You got to give D credit there. It affected him. He didn't have much room with the shot off.
Here's Tatum. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Tatum's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And that monster lead continues to grow. They are just piling it on now.
Well, give the coach a little credit. There's been some great play calling. Each guy doing his part. This is what you're hoping to achieve.
And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Smart. Boston making some changes. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Horford. Marcus Morris comes in for Williams. And Gordon Hayward's subbed in for Tatum. The Raptors also with a sub. Green's checked in, and that'll be Toronto as it goes out of bounds. Raptors retain possession. So it's Toronto now. 19-point game. Lowry kicks to Leonard. Clock at 4. Over Brown. And it's blocked by Brown. And now with the fast break, Smart with the ball. Here's Hayward. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. Kyle Lowry picks one up there.
Yeah, and Gordon Hayward is a player who's always found a way to add something to his game. Now he feels comfortable going at a defense either inside or out. Great strength when attacking the rim and can shrug off those defenders.
And every season, Hayward plays with so much confidence these days.
Here's Monroe, not wasting any time and taking the shot and knocking it down. Monroe's at his second bucket of the night, and it's the Celtics ball. They're on a 12-4 run right now. And Greg, you mentioned Hayward's strength. That and his ball fakes seem to be not as recognized as they should be.
Yeah, I think Hayward has one of the better pump fakes in our league. Great deception with inside-out dribbles to create space. And the things he does well aren't immediately apparent, but Hayward's terrific fundamentals are what make him a great scorer.
At 6'4", 220 pounds, Marcus Smart might be the most physically imposing point guard in the league, especially with this fiery approach to the game.
Lowry kicks to Green. passes it to Leonard. Here's Rowe. Uses glass to finish the layup. Monroe's got 4 points in the quarter.
And not relying at all on the three-point shot. They may want to rethink about stretching the defense a bit like they did in that first half.
Morris, good, and Smart gets the assist. Smart's got assist number 8 now on the night. Raptors trail by 21. There's 18 seconds left to play here in the third. Lowry against Smart, and the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Smart. Six to shoot, and the call will be against Al Horford. That is his first foul of the game. 7 seconds left in the third quarter. Back to Ibaka, and stolen by Hayward. And so it's Boston, sitting on a 21-point lead to end the quarter. They've had active hands and have forced a lot of turnovers in this one. And don't go away. We'll be right back.
18. Oh, 18. 18.
While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Yeah, he put it on the platter, and it was served cold. Now, I love the poise, the decisiveness. This is how you run an offense.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. Down low, it's Morris and Horford. Marcus Smart is out there with Kyrie Irving, and it's Hayward in at the 3. That's who's in the game for the Celtics.
He's going to get it done all over the floor, outside, inside, mid-range. Irving's their man.
Lowry passes to Monroe. And the foul on Marcus Smart. That'll be his second foul of the game. Before last season, the NBA voted to restructure the lottery odds. C-Web, you think the changes will promote, better competition?
More even odds for the bottom 5 teams. That's the way that it should be. The bad teams should get the little bit of help that they're needed. And I do think that it promotes better competition. So I'm definitely happy with the way the NBA restructured the lottery odds.
It's deflected. And that one is good by Beasley.
He's one of the guys having a solid game for them, but as a whole, they've been lacking.
Boston leading by 19 points. Morris finds Hayward. And it's off from three-point range. Here's Beasley. Count that as his 7th field goal in 9 tries. He's shooting 78%.
Well executed, and then you love the strong finish.
So many fast breaks now ending the three-point shot. Good to see them taking it to the rack.
And the foul called on Marcus Morris. That's his first foul. Brown is checked in for Marcus Smart. And so Ibaka will bring it up for the Toronto Raptors. Trailing by 17. Beasley outside. Gets it to go for bucket number 8. He's taken just 10 shots.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. Buckets in a row from
the focus from Horford. I mean, just shrugging off the foul for the and-1 finish.
Boston making a switch here. Williams is checked in. And Chris, a unique aspect of Horford's game, he's the rare big who can repeatedly initiate the offense.
No, yeah, he's a good ball handler, has great vision. You see him making the right decision time and time again. He's the consummate team player.
The Raptors making a switch here. Siakam's checked in. Fades and shoots. Rebound, Gordon Hayward. Celtics leading by 18. In the Irving with it to the paint. And the rejection by Valanciunas. And they're able to cover. Williams gets to Irving. Back to Williams. Clock at 6. And 2 free throws coming, but unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That one is on piece.
And they're drawing more whistles and working their way to the line here in the second half.
And that one falls for Williams.
And the energy of Williams, it's infectious. Amazing at using it to block shots, rebound, score, whatever they ask of him.
Jason Tatum, he's checked in for Gordon Hayward. And he makes that one.
And I like that they're not settling. Hitting the ball on the interior, 8 of their last 10 coming that way.
Here's the teardrop. To the middle and stolen by Tatum. And now it's Brown running. He can go all the way. And the dunk by Brown.
And this is something we saw in college. Tatum gets his hands on the ball, causing deflections and steals.
Lowry with the ball. Tipped away. And it's out of bounds. The Raptors able to retain possession here. And now look at Boston's upcoming schedule. On Wednesday, they'll be matching up against Eric Bledsoe and Milwaukee Bucks. Then on Thursday, they'll be facing Kawhi Leonard and the Toronto Raptors.
And that game against the Bulls, I think it's going to be an interesting challenge. Even though they expect to come out on top, this could probably be a pick-em game, depending on how they play.
Leonard, he's checked in for Pascal Siakam. And it's Jason Tatum with the foul. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
3rd minute of action now gone here in the 4th.
And when a giant like Horford comes into your peripheral, just as you're releasing the shot, it definitely makes shooters feel more uncomfortable.
Lowry against Irving. It's Williams with the drive, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. He misses the free throw.
Robert Williams will be the line shooting 2.
Second free throw, no good. Raptors trail by 19. 3-pointer, Lowry. And Tate pulls it down.
But not his best day from 3-point range. I mean, just one in the first half and still looking for his first here in half number 2.
NBA offenses have always been complex, and they always are evolving. But C-Web, the movement and precision now seems to be at another level. Would you agree?
You know what, Kevin, I disagree a little bit with that. You know, having played in different teams with some complex offenses, it's still all the basics. You still have the old flex offense, and that's nothing but what Utah, Carmelo and John Stockton used some 20 years ago. You still have triangle principles, which is what Jordan and Pip used some 20, 25 years ago. And if you really want to go back to the Bob Cousy days when he played with Bill Russell, you still have a lot of running into the post and cutting off of it. I think the players have evolved and the players' skill sets better, but as far as offensive sets, I don't see that much has changed, except how do you execute them, and can you execute them with having the right position players with the correct skill set on the floor at the time that you're calling the play.
I love your honest appraisal. Williams with the steal. Oh, and here comes Williams all alone. And it's slammed in by Williams.
You got to keep pace with Williams in transition. He's so good at outworking everybody on the floor.
The Raptors have gone 5 of 8 shooting has come down the home stretch in this final quarter. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. It's been a few years now since rules were put into place to curb the hack-a-shack strategy. See, Webb, do you think the NBA made the right choice discouraging that style, that tactic?
Kev, I'm torn on this one. I don't think so. I do think the game would have gotten ugly, the pace would have gotten bad, but I think it would have been only a couple of years these players would have been embarrassed enough to improve their game. As I travel to different places, one thing that's the difference between the United States and other places they can shoot free throws. Other places they just aren't at the park dunking and hanging on the rim. They're actually shooting shots and skill sets and dribbling. And I was at one time a terrible free throw shooter, and the embarrassment not making them, missing them late in the games, not being able to be there for your team the way you want to. Oh, trust me, it's no better motivation than that. Not giving me a handicap and a crutch saying, oh, don't do it. I don't like the fact that they've tried to place a curb on the hack-a-shack strategy. My thing is get you in the gym in the offseason and make some free throws.
Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Boston. Daniel Tice comes in for Williams. Hits the three-point bomb.
Yeah, and off the catch. Tatum now has a quicker shot release, probably a little better balance as well.
Pass to Richardson. There's 1:20 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Leonard, and the layups get the glass.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for Celtics.
A beautiful pass doesn't always get you on the highlight reels, but there were some spectacular dishes in this game.
You know what? It was a team that was in sync and just trusted one another to take the right shot.
Well, in a dominant year where we've watched this team battle night in and night out all season long, this will bring their win total to an impressive 69.
And once they polish off this win, they'll be one more victory away from sweeping the season series.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Kyrie Irving.
Well, he was the agitator, bothering everybody with his defense, coming up with steals. I mean, making sure they were never able to get comfortable as long as he was out on the floor.
DeLon Wright, he's checked in for Toronto. For Toronto, they've gone 7 of 10 shooting the ball since the start of the fourth quarter. Pass to Leonard. Over Tatum, and Leonard gets it to go on the assist by Richardson.
And guys, you got to ask, where was this effort when it mattered? The game's over now.
Oh, yeah, this is a nice run here, but too little too late. And deep down, I think they know it.
Nice ball movement by Boston. Tice gets the three-pointer to fall.
And that's a killer instinct on display as they try to put this one on ice.
Well, they've gotten serious, stringing together some game-winning buckets.
Richardson against Brown. Got a piece of it. Leonard with the bucket.
And I love the momentum he's building. Last game, he was just as dominant.
And defensive, you know he's feeling good right now. And as the opposing team, you better adjust your scheme accordingly.
I'll tell you what, the energy in this arena, you can feel it.
Well, a well-earned victory, feeding off the energy of this hometown crowd really all night.
And that was the last thing they needed. Now the clock is stopped and they put them on the line.
And he makes the first. That one falls, so hits both of them. 10 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Tice. On its way from Irving for 2, and another basket for Boston.
And this is Irving at his best. Aggressive, locked in, looking for a shot.
And so it's Boston easily grabbing this one. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
You got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect game and to have that crowd be so pumped up.
And a catch down to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Gordon, a great win over a very explosive team tonight.
Yeah, they're a team you got to be physical with them. You know, you can't let them get a rhythm going with the scores and the talent that they have. So we had to really match their intensity, and I thought it was a great win.
I know that's what you guys work on extensively, and it showed tonight. Thanks, Gordon. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. And we'll see you next time.